He gave it to him because he knew that he would utilize it. He knew that he couldn't profit off of it. So that started happening, and I appreciated my grandfather for the person that he was, and the fact that he was a different white guy than the normal white guy in the area. So my father, as a kid, who was one of these kids that would, you know, like, this is Western Montana. Have you ever seen any movies like A River Runs Through It or whatever? There's usually just a dude and a dog that they go out into the wilderness together, no big deal. And the Indians started finding him, seeking him out. And they started taking my father at a young age, when he was about 10, into their villages. And they would give him, before, first of all, he got a naming ceremony late in life. Like when he was about 10, he got a naming ceremony. But they gave him a power animal. They gave him a medicine man. And from there on out, he went through all the rites of passage for the Crow Nation. He had a medicine man. This guy's name was Tom Yellowtail. And he was one of the most interesting Native Americans ever, because of the fact that he and his wife, Susie Yellowtail, who was the first registered nurse as far as Native Americans went in the country. So he got his naming ceremony late. He went through all the rites of passage, and when I was 2 weeks old, I was brought out from Lower Manhattan to Montana. And the way a naming ceremony usually works is I was taken by my father to my medicine man, Tom Yellowtail, and I was handed to him. And what he does is he takes you, and he takes you up into the mountains, into the valleys, into the streams, wherever the fuck he thinks that you're supposed to go. And he finds your spirit animal for you. And he takes care of you for 2, 3 days, 4 days, a week, however long it takes. For me, it was 3 days. And at one point, he had brought me up to this pinnacle of a fucking mountain in the Rocky Mountains, and saw this eagle fly by. And my Indian name lives on a mountain like an eagle. And I've never been baptized. I've never been compromised, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I've never been any of that shit. But see, he's protecting his territory. Hey! They're breaking balls right now. They're breaking balls. Bye. Bye. Don't. No, just, yeah, no. You can't just ignore it. You throw sand on it. Alright, sit down. We'll sit on that. But anyways,
your spirit animal's an eagle.
It's an eagle. And I've always kind of, I don't know how to say it properly. I've always kind of appreciated that attitude of being omniscient. You know what I mean? You don't look at things on ground level. You look at things from above. You don't just look at what's happening directly to your left or directly to your right.
Yeah.
You look at things from higher up and from a distance so that you can see the bigger makeup.
Yeah.
You know, like if you guys had climbed that cliff today, you would have seen that entire island chain from a significantly different angle. And I, you know, whatever. I haven't gone through a rite of passage since I was 16. But I've done sweat lodge, I've done things like that. But I think the most important thing for me was, in the entire experience, that I've been fucking told I've been told that you're not supposed to look at things at ground level. You need to sit higher. You know what I mean? And not higher meaning egotistically higher. You need to look at things on a wider base. It's just not a whole line of bullshit. You have to fucking look at things from everyone else's perspective. You gotta look at the spider web of how one inconsequential activity can morph into something completely different. You know?
Completely.
And I don't know. I'm lucky enough that I got to hang on to that, and it's not normal, but
That's also.
who the fuck wants to be normal?
That's a good ender there.